Welcome to Fastwood 40's YouTube channel. Do you have the stuff? You do not have the stuff? Then you'd better subscribe down below for the best trading guides you get on this planet. If you don't, I'll send the boys around. Capiche? Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to a new video of me, Fastball 40. Today I'm bringing you a video with regards to Team of the Group Stage. Possibly a little bit of footmas in there as well. This is the best way for you to sort of utilise your coins. If you did like the intro, if you did like the videos I'm bringing up, please do subscribe down below. The one thing that video did teach me is I do need a shave and I do need a haircut. Well, you can't see the bit that I edited out, but the whole back bit here is way too long. I need to get it all shaved off. But yeah, so it's a weird one this year because Team of the Group Stage came out last year between Black Friday and Footmas. We had Team of the Group Stage promo, but this year Black Friday was a week later. There's only, well, we think, a week between Black Friday and Footmas. So, if I do sniff, by the way, I apologise, I'm still really ill. If we do get a promo for Team of the Group Stage, it's going to be slap bang in the middle of that, apparently. But I have heard rumours it could also drop at the same time as Footmas. So we've got sort of a promo team in packs. I don't know how much I believe that, but you never know. Or we might not get it all. So, my first piece of advice for you with regards to Team of the Group Stage is do not buy anything until it's been confirmed. Full stop, capital letter. There is no point you buying anything in relation to the Team of the Group Stage until you have some sort of confirmation of it. And this year EA did things like with Road to the Final. They released the cards beforehand on Twitch. We found out what cards were in Road to the Final beforehand. So I don't think there's a rush to go out and invest in specific players that we think might get Team of the Group Stage cards. I don't think you need to. Realistically, I think they'll probably drop it beforehand. At least until we know that Team of the Group Stage is coming, if it's coming. So, what can we expect of Team of the Group Stage? Well, we normally, Team of the Group Stage, obviously have a promo team. That's an obvious thing. So you have the likes of, I mean, last year, I think Neymar was in there. There was a few people, I think maybe it was Mbappe in there? Can't remember last year exactly. I can probably find out, to be fair. But you always have a promo team, right? And it's the same thing in this sort of promo than it is for any other sort of promo too. Once they come out of packs, they become harder to pack. Is this the same group stage last year? It is. Let me show you now. That was it last year, right? So we had De Gea, Hummels, Koulibaly, Alba, Neymar, Fekir. I'm pretty sure that was, yeah, I do remember it. I'm pretty sure this is right. It was a really good Team of the Group Stage, to be fair. And you had Team of the Europa League Group Stage as well at the bottom. No one knows that grab the Socrates, maybe. Same rules apply here. If they're out of packs, their value goes up because they're harder to get hold of. They become rarer. So you can go and buy them for whatever. I mean, go and buy them for once they're announced, I'd just be mindful that we've just had Black Friday. Prices are quite inflated at the moment, so just be careful. I wouldn't personally go for the meta guys like your Neymars and whatnot. I'd go for the sort of smaller guys. For example, if Sheko gets in there this year, I'm looking at it like as it stands now. Hando goes in there, Socrates goes in there. I might buy those sort of cards. You stand to make less coins, but you stand to make it's less risk to have to sort of rely upon making it. Bloody hell, man, I can't stop sniffing. So that's the first thing. Obviously, same rules apply for Team of the Week, apply for any time there's a promo team in packs. Full stop. What you'll also get is you'll get some SBCs, like pack SBCs. And if I'm not mistaken, last year a lot of them were centered around the non-rare and rare Champions League cards. And I think they brought an SBC out. I'm almost certain, like 99% certain, they brought an SBC out that probably wasn't worth it to get these cards because the supply wasn't there. This year, I think we're going to have a problem with that. If EA do bring out a Team of the Group Stage, sort of SBCs, and they're relying on the rares and non-rares, I think people have a problem because a lot of people I know haven't held on to those cards because they haven't got the +1s this year. Because they're just standard cards and they're just blue cards, I think it's going to be a problem. I think EA will be aware of that. And we know EA have done it all year so far. They've dicked people over left, right and centre. And so in my opinion, they'll probably bring out an SBC for that, but it'll require like an 82 rated team to get one rare and stuff like that. It's just, we don't know exactly what will happen, but I feel like that's the way that EA will go. They did it last year. Loads of them were that team like rares, 82 rated teams, the SBCs. So something to think of. In relation to the players and the market itself, what is really good to do, and something that I saw on Black Friday, it was from Flair. I think Flair was one that was doing it a lot. And although I'd done it before, I hadn't really done it to the level that I'd done it on Black Friday, is picking up non-rare golds for those sort of SBCs. So when you know there's going to be a promo that's heavy in SBCs, if you go to gold and we go max 400-ish, we'll say, and let's say go Bundesliga was one that I liked and maybe quite a bit of coins. So you go to 450 max, I don't go any more than that, but so At the moment, they're 500, but I'd snipe them down at 400 if you can. Let's see what the abilities do here. See if we can get one of them to go up to 400. Non-rare goals were really, really good for their league. Specifically ones that are like that guy there. Firstly, anyway, I'm just gonna flip him straight away for hold on to him for now. But the reason why this is effective, a really good method, is when these SBCs come out and they require something specific, like let's say for example it's a Bundesliga team, right? They want like minimum 2 Bundesliga players, 75 rated team, blah 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 blah. The Bundesliga players go up, but even generically, just when it was like straight gold, a 4-3-3 team, which meant you need right backs and left backs, you need links. Players from Bundesliga went up. They all went up to like 500, 600, 700 coins. Now, if you've bought 150, 200 and gone unassigned on them, and you're making 100 coins at a time, you're making quite good money. And some of them even more than that. Like one of the filters I've always taught you guys about, and that I love, is Brazilian right backs, right? Now, at the moment, I don't think they're massively high. They've gone down recently. But during the Black Friday promo, all of these cards went up to like 900,000 coins. Every single one of them. And I was just putting for that for 600 to show you how easy it is. I'm going to resend straight away to 700 again. I've got no interest in keeping my lead. I'm trying to keep myself fluid as I can at the moment, as fluid as possible. All those went up to like 1,000 coins. If you can start sniping them up to 600 coins, Brazilian right backs are hard to get hold of. Argentinian left backs are another one that I really like the way it goes. Argentinian left backs. See, they're always expensive. They are always expensive. So, like, yeah, 1,100 there. If you can snipe them out for less than that, then one you're guaranteed to make profit, full stop. It's just a flipping filter I've taught you guys before. But they're really useful to have. Those two sort of cards and, like, rare golds from the top 5 leagues at discard price. You're not going to make a loss because you get the discard price. It's going to be very hard to make a loss on them. But I think that's something good to invest in if Team of Group Stage is announced. So be mindful that it's if. It's a very, very big if for now. The other question we have with this is, what's it going to do to Road to the Final card? Now, I know people are going to say to me, okay, well, they're going to get upgraded, right? So you get, for example, Coman is going to get upgraded. I think, yeah, Bayern have qualified already. So this Coman is going to get upgraded at some point. He's at 338 at the moment. It's actually quite low for him, I think. He's dropped off. And people say, oh, it's not going to affect their cards or whatever. I think it will. And the reason I think it will is, let's say for like David Neres, those sort of lower end cards, I think at the top end, possibly not so much of an effect, but at the lower end, if, for example, I don't know, Ousmane Dembele, who's getting an upgrade or whatever, if a Bale comes out, or someone that's really quite meta in that position comes out, I think people might go and buy those cards because they're going to be cheap in the Road to the Finals. And that could drag down the price of the Road to the Finals. Now, I am just speculating here. There's no point in bullshit. I'm just speculating. But it happened last year. I noticed that the Road to the Finals did drop off a little bit with this. And also, sometimes we get the SBC that gives you a guaranteed UCL card, whether that's a group stage card or a Road to the Final card. They happened last year at sporadic points. I don't know if we got something to the group stage last year, but I feel like we did. But just be mindful of that. And be mindful, for example, you got the Dybala striker Road to the Final card. If I don't know if he's going to get one, but say Ronaldo gets one, for example. If Ronaldo gets a team of group stage, that could affect Dybala's price. If Alejandro Gomez gets one, it could affect Dybala's price. Just be mindful of that. If you're holding on to Road to the Finals as an investment, that could be something that goes down with these cards. They could also go up. I'm purely speculating, but I know if I was sitting on, I don't know, 5 Kingsley Comans, and then a left mid from the Bundesliga came out that was team of group stage, might not be dynamic, but was as good as Coman, and he's 100k, I'd be panicking. I'd be worried because I'm like, well, hang on, I've got this guy here, and although he's going to get an upgrade, he's only going up by 1. He's getting a +1. It ain't that deep. It ain't that special. I think Coman might get +2 actually. He's 90 for 84 rated. No, he will get +1. So I'd just be mindful of that if you're holding on to investments and cards like that. Other things that could be good as always, if we do get guaranteed UCL SBC upgrades, 83, 84 rated SBC fodder. I don't know what it's looking like at the moment. Maybe a Lara Mendy isn't very expensive. Let's have a look. He's pretty much where he's been for the last week, basically, at 3,000. Between 3.2 and 3.5, he's not really gone up at all. Which is another win for me, Elite Trader. If you remember who you are, coming to stream, give it a big one. Yeah, he's gone straight away. Yeah, I was just being mindful that 83, 84, 84 that isn't that expensive right now, but if we get a guarantee like Road to the Final SBC, like team of group stage SBC, they will go up. Full stop, capital letter. They've been inflated at the moment because that base icon SBC. But every time something big comes out that affects them, they shoot up. They go up by about a K and stuff like that. So if you can get them cheaper, if you can sit and snipe, I'd look to snipe for lower than they're selling for at the moment, so you've got no risk, and that means you can sell them on if need be if they don't sell. But 83, 84, 84, there's going to be a really good shout. It's something that you should think about. Another concern that I would have with this promo is the amount of SBCs they bring out that can drop down the price of silver players. So that's not, when I say concern, it's something to look out for essentially. Because think about it, I showed you yesterday that I'd made 100k, which I did, and now we've not even sold them all still, but we're 1.52 million liquid in the club. I showed you yesterday how silver prices can be massively affected. They just started bouncing back now, so the Capinos are back up at nearly 3,000. If EA bring out SBCs as part of this promo, if this promo comes out and they bring out election player packs, if they bring out mixed player packs, it will drop the prices of silver and bronzes again. Now that's a good chance to invest in them if you buy them cheap enough, but also if you're holding on to them, thinking, oh, the price is going to go up, if they're announced team in the group stage, I would sell then, go liquid in your club, and then you can reassess as the promo comes out. I don't see a point in sitting there holding on to loads of these SBCs, these SBC cards, these league SBC cards, with the risk that those cards could then get hit when they drop off and you lose coins on them because you might have bought them at 2,500. So that's for me. I'm going to try and sell everything I've got on my trade pile. Everything will go for a small profit. I've been holding out for a bigger profit, but I'm going to try and sell everything I've got on my trade pile to go liquid ready so I can reassess. And that's so important. Just reassess your trading, see where you're at, see what you're doing. Don't rely upon an old promo's investments for a new promo. I would see what the new promo has to offer and then go from there. But lads, that's going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, please do drop a subscription down below. Check out my video yesterday. Last night we did the 82 rated card, went live. No, the night before that was. But lads, thank you very much for watching, and I will speak to you later.